The following program contains graphic displays of courage. If you suffer from weak knees, this show might not be right for you. Check with your orthopedic specialist.
Speaking the truth when others hold their tongues. Wrestling for justice with left-wingers and crocodiles. Resisting the temptation to keep the peace at any price. The only talk show host who writes his own theme music, Randall Terry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Ooh, I'm only as brash as the truth, baby. Yeah. I love you. I'm so glad that you're with me. We've got a lot to talk about in today's program. England and America begging Iran, don't stone that woman. And Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, Iran's leader, says that America thinks it's the world's dictator. And the D8 meeting in Nigeria. Just what does D stand for? Today's program brought to you in part by Las Vegas. What stays in Vegas happens in Vegas. It's all about Vegas, unless you're Obama and Harry Reid. And by Harry Reid for Senate. It's a twofer, baby. Take down Harry Reid, and Obama goes down in flames with him. I've got a lot to talk with you about today, but first, a quick word from my friend, Sir Reginald Bling. Just turn the thing on. I got something to say. President Obama has gone to Las Vegas to bet on Harry Reid. Now, there are some people, when they double down, they turn in their rings, stuff like this. Not President Obama. He took the deed to the house, the White House. Because if Harry Reid loses, President Obama might as well buy himself a house there in Las Vegas, because he's sure going to lose the one in Washington, D.C. Hi, friend. Welcome to the program. Big news here on the broadcast front. A week from today, July 16th, we will hit the road. Yes, we're taking the show on the road. We're going to be going to Kentucky, Nashville, Alabama, South Carolina. And guess why? Yes, do the political math. McConnell, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham. We're going to come and see them. We're going to go to their offices in the state, and we're going to hold protests and press conferences calling them to honor their own words to filibuster Kagan. So it's going to be a lot of travel, close to 2,000 miles. We've got 2 big RVs, all kinds of gear that we're going to have to take. Family and staff. Woo! We need your prayers. It'll be a rolling madhouse. But somebody's got to do it. Yeah. Because if you take a look at what's happening with the Christian right, the conservative right, even, heaven help us, the Tea Party movement, it seems that there's a lot of people who are afraid to hold the senator's feet to the fire. And that is what we must do. If we're going to have true self-government, then boy, oh boy, we have got to make a fuss. Let's go to the news. Talk about making a fuss. The United States and Britain are asking Iran to not execute by stoning this woman, Sakina Mohammadi Ashtiana. The U.S. State Department has said that to stone her to death would be barbaric. Barbaric? Yes, and abhorrent. Abhorrent? I haven't heard those words since I was in high school. Well, let's just talk about this for a minute. First of all, the lady was beaten with 99 lashes before she confessed. Could you extract a false confession out of a person, a strong man, a weak woman, a strong woman? Could you extract a confession out of somebody by beating them 99 times? I could be wrong, but I think history has shown that when you use torture, you can get a false confession out of somebody. But let's set that aside for a minute, because I think that there's something perhaps equally important here, in the big picture only, and that is that the U.S. State Department said that To stone her to death would be barbaric and abhorrent. You know, we'll hang people here in America. Watch them. But that's okay. Firing squad, blood flying everywhere, no problem. Lethal injection, hey, we make hit movies out of that. The Green Mile, other ones. Yeah, lethal injection. That's the way to go if you're a movie buff. But stoning, that's barbaric and abhorrent. Well, not so fast. The maker of the universe, who spoke directly to Moses, he actually said that stoning was the way to go for some capital offenses. Now, for those of you who come from a Jewish or Christian background, you have to be very careful to not get sucked into the agenda of the politically correct. Because if you say stoning is a barbaric and abhorrent act, well, be careful, because you might be painting yourself into a corner by saying that what God himself ordered was barbaric and abhorrent. I submit to you that there is a debate as to whether or not capital punishment should be continued under the new covenant. I think that both church history and theologians have shown that capital punishment for certain crimes, capital offenses such as murder or kidnapping, is warranted. I think that in the Christian era, we have seen that capital punishment for adultery or sexual crimes between adults is no longer a capital offense. That whole discussion aside, we can debate whether or not capital punishment should exist, but beware if you condemn the form of capital punishment, especially when it's the one that God himself said to use. I mean, let's face it. God could have said, shoot them with an arrow. God could have said, cut their head off. God could have said, drown them or hang them by their neck. But he didn't. He said, stone them. So I have enough of a love for the sacred scriptures to just back up and say, whoa, whoa, whoa. I am not going to join forces with those who condemn a type of capital punishment as barbaric and abhorrent when it's the one that the maker of the universe and the giver of the Ten Commandments specifically said to use. Now, let's talk for just a moment about this poor woman. Her son made an emotional plea and said she only confessed after being beaten 99 times. Now, that's barbaric. If you want to talk about barbaric and abhorrent, these miserable wretches who are functioning under Sharia law, they are barbaric. Did you know that under Sharia law, if a man lapses in his faith, if he becomes an infidel, he used to believe that Muhammad was the prophet, but then he said, no, Muhammad is not the prophet, and then he either just rejects Islam outright or he embraces some other religion, such as Christianity. Did you know that he has, some scholars say 1 day, some say 3 days, to repent and to re-embrace Islam, but after that, he is to be killed. Boom. However, Islamic scholars say that the woman should be held in prison indefinitely, get this, and beaten daily until she re-embraces Islam. Keep beating her every day until she dies or she says yes to Islam once again. That is Sharia law. Go online, Google it, you'll see it for yourself from the best scholars, all right? Now, if we are going to condemn Iran, which I think their condemnation is just, we need to look at the underpinnings of their legal structure. They persecute Christians. It was in the press just recently that a mom and dad were beaten repeatedly in prison for becoming Christians. And they had their little girl left in their house for some people, one report said up to 4 days. They just literally took the mom and dad out of the house, left the little girl there, and beat the parents until they would re-embrace Islam. That's what we're dealing with here, people. That is the fount of human rights oppression. I've got to take a quick break. When we come back, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, the D8 in Nigeria, and so much more, and a song. You're going to love it. Don't go away.
The mountain roads in West Virginia are outfitted with signs that say, "Look out for fallen rocks." To which my father said, "Let the fallen rocks look out for themselves."
Moments with Moses. He stiffened his neck and hardened his heart against turning to the Lord, the God of Israel.
Welcome back to the program, friend. In our next segment, a song written especially for the GOP, from me to them with love. You're not going to want to miss it. But let's go to some more news. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, who puts the C in crazy. He's in Nigeria right now with the D8, and he has said that America thinks it's the world's dictator. Oh, dictator? Like Hitler? Like Mussolini? No, like one of the original caliphs. Mohammed, perhaps. Or maybe one of the sultans who ruled the Ottoman Empire. Yeah, you hypocrite. Anyway, they're meeting in Nigeria right now, the D8. And who is the D8? Bangladesh, Egypt, Indonesia, Iran, Malaysia, Nigeria, Pakistan, and Turkey. Yes, it's the who's who of Islamic torturers of the just. The bell is chiming for you, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. Listen well. Listen well. Anyway, what exactly does the D8 stand for? I'm going to read you a list of what the D8 might mean, and you get to guess, and then I'll tell you the correct answer when we're done. The D8, the despotic 8. The dysfunctional 8. We just need more international Prozac. The dictatorial 8. You will be the Muslim and you will like it. The demented 8. Yes, we want Christians and Jews as our slaves. The developing 8. Send us more guns and money. We just need less poverty and we'll have less terrorism. The developmentally challenged 8. I won't even make a face. And finally, the diabolical 8. Yes, we have the plan to take over the world. Mahmoud, Mikbar, Allah Akbar, El Mektub, Salamat. All right, the correct answer is the developing 8. Yes, I know that comes as a shock to you. They represent 930 million people, almost a billion people. And it's kind of funny. When you look at these 8 nations, you're looking at the who's who of persecutors of Christians. If you just do a Google search of persecution of Christians, heaven knows that there's hardly any Jews that even live in these countries anymore, you can see that literally thousands of Christians have been tortured, imprisoned, just simply disappeared, or been murdered in cold blood in the D8. I suggest that since they have called themselves the D8, that we simply set aside the word developing and we use the despotic 8. Diabolical seemed just a little too harsh to me. Developmentally challenged seemed a little too politically incorrect. So I say we go with the despotic 8. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to talk about not despots, but cowards. And those who seduce and deceive. Yes, the deceiving 8. And who might they be? You guessed it, Republicans. Yeah, they sing our song, they seduce us, they use us, and then they throw us away. You are going to love this song. Don't go away.
Oh, shut-de-do, keep out the devil. Shut-de-do, keep the Rudy in the night. Shut-de-do, keep out the devil. GOP gonna be alright. GOP gonna be alright.
It is better to have an ambitious plan than none at all. Sir Winston Churchill. I am nothing without my microphone, sir. My microphone is nothing without me, sir. I am nothing without my philosophy, sir. My philosophy is nothing without me, sir. Hi, just had to get that out of my system. Let's go to the song I wrote for the GOP, and then when we come back, a call to battle.
You told me that you loved me like no other. Said you would take me home to meet your mother. You sang me love songs. I turned my back and you were gone. I thought, what did I do? Sat there waiting for you. Thought we could fix whatever went wrong. G.O.P., what did you do to me? G.O.P., was blind but now I see. G.O.P., you were using me all along. You said you needed me so we could get to power. I gave you my time and money, and you brought me flowers. I finally gave you my vote. Baby, that was all she wrote. You won't return my calls, won't do nothing at all. I was part of your wild oats. G.O.P., now I know what it means. G.O.P., was blind but now I see. G.O.P., you were using me all along. Then I started wondering, what does G.O.P. mean? Gathering of peacocks, galloping old pompous windbags, growth on a porcupine, girdle on a pantomime. Good old power-hungry granddaddies on Prozac, godless old pusillanimous sacks. G.O.P., that's what you mean to me, and baby, I'ma pay you back. Hello? Yeah, it's me. Who's this? Oh, hi. How have you been? I'm good, thanks. You need my help? Sure, yeah, no, I'm not busy. No, That old red dress you got me? Yeah, I still have it. Well, sure, I'll wear it, All right, okay, yeah. I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, I've missed you too. Bye, I'll be right over.
Thank you. It was heartfelt. Yeah, I saved that red dress just for times like this when I need it. Mitch, I'll be right there to help you. Yeah, I'm coming to help Mitch McConnell and Jeff Sessions and Lindsey Graham. We're coming to help them grow a backbone. And we'd like you to help us in this call to battle. That phone number you see on the screen is the number for Capitol Hill. Call up Mitch McConnell, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham, and say to them, filibuster Kagan. And we'll be there creating a fuss right in their communities, in their local newspapers and their local TV stations, getting press coverage for truth and justice and for the babies. So if you want to help us, call that number. And you could also go to terrycast.com and use the feature there where you can send a fax to all 100 senators. Go to terrycast.com and give them a piece of your mind with a fax letter to every senator in America. I'll be right back with some words from Thomas Jefferson. You know, they used to call him Tommy.
Let them be put to shame and confusion altogether who rejoice at my calamity. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor who magnify themselves against me. Amen.
Thomas Jefferson said, all tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent. Friend, it is not enough for you and I to be correct on the issues. We have to raise our voice in every conceivable fashion. Whether it's a phone call to your senator, a protest in your neighborhood, talking to your friends or your relatives, whatever it is, raise up your voice for truth and justice, and we will defeat tyranny. God bless you.